Okay, what we're doing here is we've got Sibelius 7 and we're going to be looking at adding hit points into Sibelius 7 using the hit point staff, which is a little staff you can add to help you identify exactly where your hit points are. The first thing we've got to do is we've got to add some video, so I'm going to just go to the video tab, which you'll find under File, and simply it's got Add Video. On the desktop I've got a little Mr. Bean movie which I'll import. Click on it and you'll see the screen opens up in Sibelius. We can make this screen smaller by just clicking on the little tabs here, so you can choose which size you want. This little tab here, little pointer here is the hit point adding button, which we'll get to in just a moment. So here's Mr. Bean. We just might make him a little bit bigger, and we need to get our transport bar open so that we can play it, so that when you play videos in Sibelius 7 it actually is playing in time with your score. So let's just go to Home, and we'll get our panels out. We'll just open up a transport bar so that we can start and stop it, and we've already got the keypad here. So we'll add some notes to that a bit later. So let's just watch Mr. Bean for a little while, and we've got some opening credits. Just a simple little animation. And as you can see, the cursor's moving with it. We've got no music at the moment. But what we actually want to do is, I don't really want all of this intro. It's got some sound effects, obviously. I want to start from where the cartoon actually starts, and we've got a couple of big guys here lifting a piano in for Mr. Bean. So what we're going to do is start from the beginning of the cartoon right to this point where they drop the piano.
Where's your mother?
So we'll just stop it there. So the first thing I've got to do is tell the video that I wanted to start not right from the beginning, but at the point where the actual cartoon starts. So we'll scroll through using the transport bar. Now it's pretty much there. I can slide around, but it's not very accurate. You can actually move the video frame by frame by just hitting Shift and the bracket button backwards. And you can see that I'm moving it frame by frame there, or the forward bracket, and we're just going to work out exactly where that starts. So if you look up here, it's at 15 seconds, 15 beats and 5 seconds, okay? Right, so, or by 7 beat 2. Actually, that's incorrect. That's 15 seconds and 5 frames. So what we'll actually do now is go over to our play tab. And in the play tab, you've got some video controls that you can look at. So if we go to time code up here, you've got a whole bunch of things that you can select and alter here. So what I want my video to do is to start at that point, start video from into the video. So I wanted to start from 15.5, so I'm just going to write 15.5 here. I want to put my video into frames. As we mentioned before, the empty time code, reels, hours, minutes, frames, and the standard is usually 24, and it defaults to that, which is great, 24 frames per second, which is plenty for a little animation, and hopefully that should work. So let's see how we go. Okay, so if I go back to the beginning now, my transport bar, it should start from that very point, which is pretty close. It's 1 or 2 frames, not quite there. So now what I want to do is work out where the piano drop is, and we're going to make that a hit point. So here it is here, that there. Now I know the hit point's just there, obviously, at 12:07, but I want to make it a little bit more accurate. So again, Shift and bracket to get moved by frame. We might just go back a little bit, and maybe at that point there. So if you look up here, we've got 11 seconds and 15 frames by 5 beat 4. It's pretty close to beat 4. And so we're gonna make that a hit point. So we'll just click on a little button here, and it comes up hit point 11, 15 frames by 5 beat 4, which is right on the end of beat 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to just edit our hit point first, and then we're going to go and look at creating a start. So the first thing I need to do is go to whoops, not that one, sorry. If we go over to note input and, sorry, back to play, starting play, and we'll go to hit points. Sorry, we need to edit the hit points. So if we click on that button and hit point here, we double click on it, you'll see that we can change from hit points to what I call piano crash. It's important that you do this because if you'll obviously have more than one hit point and you want to label them so you know which one is which. Let's click out of it and hit OK, and it changes to piano crash. So I know that's piano crash, and obviously in my score later I'd have all these other ones there. So now I've got my piano crash. What I want to actually do is to create a hit point stave. Over to note input again. So these are the two tabs you're really playing around with hit points. Note input and play. Note input. Okay, over here. And we're going to go to plugins. And down the bottom here it's got, up the top here I mean, it's got add hit point stave, so we'll do that. And you'll notice that it's got a little stave here with nothing in it, but right on the and of it, the and of 4 here, the last half of the beat, that's where the actual piano part happens. So I know that I can create my music and aim for that point where I want some sort of impact. So I'm going to create a simple little musical cue and try and make it hit right on that point there. So we'll just might see it as the lumbering. We'll just do a little comical sort of bass line. We'll just select some notes and just escape. Select the bar R for repeat, a couple more bars of that. Might send that up a semitone. And then back down again. Natural, please. And then I want to, normally following this pattern, this will come on the first beat. What I'm going to do is anticipate it. So I'm going to make a big crash at this point. So select that note there. Select quavers. So now we've split the beat up into quavers. Last quaver because that's where I want it, and I'll create some sort of chord just to give it some sort of impact. So we'll select a note there. We might just put a note there, maybe an E up here. I think you know what I'm going to do. C and F sharp. Got a nice little tritone superimposed chord here. I'll make that an F sharp. C sharp, and that should be nice and clash. We'll make it nice and loud, so we'll select all the notes, shift and an accent, and then command E, sorry, and this will be expression, so I'll make it very loud, 3 Fs, and hopefully they'll have a little bit of impact. So now we've got a simple little bass line and a chord that's going to hit the piano, piano crash at the right point, hopefully. Let's see how we go. So we'll go back to the beginning of where we're starting, and we'll see what it sounds like. And here we go. It works quite well.
Where's your mother?
So that's a simple little explanation of creating a hit point and a little musical cue. There is another thing you can do, which is if you've already written a cue and it doesn't quite fit, you can squash it in. Sibelius will actually speed up or slow down your cue for you, your little musical idea to fit the hit point, and we'll do that in another video. So that's creating a hit point using a hit point stave. Just remember the main tabs you've got to use are note input tab and the play tab. Play tab is where you can add and edit your video, and note input is where we're actually going to, you can actually add your hit point stuff and do some alterations. Okay, have fun.